There are times in life when the path ahead dissolves into fog, thick, unmoving, heavy with doubt. What once felt clear, purposeful, even exciting, now seems foreign or hollow. The roles we've played, worker, partner, achiever, begin to feel like costumes that no longer fit. We look around and realize we've been moving, perhaps even fast, but in circles or toward someone else's vision of a life well lived. Beneath the surface of routines and obligations lies a gnawing sense of something missing. Not dramatic, not loud, but persistent. A quiet ache that asks, is this all there is? In these moments, it's tempting to label ourselves as broken, late, behind. But the truth, whispered in the stillness, is that this disorientation is not a failure. It is a threshold. This feeling, this inner unraveling, is not new. Ancient traditions recognized it as a sacred turning point. In the Tao Te Ching, Laozi wrote of the usefulness of emptiness and the strength of water, soft, formless, yet capable of wearing down stone. He urged a return to simplicity, to the natural flow of life, and to not cling too tightly to ambition or identity. The Greeks spoke of metanoia, a transformative change of heart, a radical turning of the mind. In Hindu philosophy, life is understood through cycles: samsara, the cycle of suffering and rebirth, karma, and eventually moksha, or liberation. These were not just abstract ideals, they were maps for those who, like us, had lost their way and needed to begin again, not from the surface of life, but from its roots. To be lost, then, is not to be off course. It is to be human. It is to find oneself standing in a sacred wilderness, stripped of the noise, invited to listen. And this listening, this willingness to stop filling every silence, is where inspiration is born. It doesn't come like lightning or trumpet blasts. It comes like a small rustle in the leaves, like the first hint of spring after a long winter. A forgotten memory, a childlike curiosity, a dream you dismissed years ago returns, not as a demand, but as a nudge. What if you tried again? Sometimes that spark is ignited by ancient wisdom, sometimes by the simplicity of the everyday, the comfort of tea brewed slowly, the peace in tending to a garden, the stillness of watching dusk melt into night. Slowly you begin to shift, not by rewriting your whole life at once, but by taking one true step at a time. You let go of what is no longer yours and reach for what feels real. Even if you can't yet name it, you find that meaning is not something waiting at the top of a mountain. It is woven into the path itself, in how you speak, how you serve, how you notice, how you create. You may find strength in the stories of others. The Buddha, once a prince with everything, left it all to sit beneath a tree and ask what truly matters. Dante, lost in a dark wood midway through his life, found his way only by walking through the depths. Even Odysseus wandered for years before finally coming home, changed not by arriving, but by everything he endured along the way. These stories endure because they are not just myths. They are mirrors, reflections of our own longings to make sense of the journey. Gradually, your life begins to change, not always in ways visible from the outside, but in how it feels from within. There is less noise, more clarity, less proving, more becoming. You begin to trust yourself again. You begin to understand that the questions themselves are a kind of compass, that wonder is wiser than certainty, that being fully alive is more precious than being constantly right, and one day, perhaps without even noticing it, you look back and realize that the fog has thinned, the ache has softened, and the path, while still winding, feels like your own. You are not where you started. The detour was the path. The confusion was the teacher. And the meaning you were searching for? It had been unfolding all along, waiting for you to slow down enough to see it. This is the journey. Not a straight road, but a spiral. Not a race, but a rhythm. And you, once lost, are now exactly where you need to be.